Hello, my friends. I'm so glad you're here today. Take a moment to sit back, relax, and make yourself comfortable. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a world where deserts stretch for miles, where great cities rise between rivers, and where kings and warriors fight for power and for faith. Today, we begin a new journey together. This is a story about a real man, a great leader who lived almost 900 years ago. His name was Saladin. Some people called him the Eagle of Islam. Others called him a wise sultan, a brave soldier, and a kind man. Today, you will learn his story step by step in simple English. So take a breath, relax your shoulders, and listen carefully. Are you ready? Let's begin our journey into history. Our story starts in the year 1137. This is a long time ago, almost 900 years. The place is a small town called Tikrit. Tikrit sits next to a big river in the land we now call Iraq. In this town, a baby boy is born. His full name is Yusuf. Later, people call him Saladin, which means goodness of the faith. In English, we simply say Saladin. His father works for a powerful ruler. His family is Kurdish, and they move often from city to city. At this time, the world is not calm. Muslim lands and Christian armies from Europe are fighting many wars. These wars are called the Crusades. European knights travel far from home. They want to take the city of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is holy for Christians, Muslims, and Jews. Many people die in these wars. Many cities burn. Young Saladin does not know it yet, but one day he will become the most famous leader of his time. He will change history. He will bring peace to a broken land. But first, he is just a small boy in a small town, learning to walk, learning to talk, learning about the world around him. What kind of man will this quiet boy become? Listen, my friends, because this story is full of surprises. Our journey with Saladin has only just begun. Saladin grows up in Damascus, a beautiful old city in Syria. His father works for the ruler of the city, so Saladin lives near powerful men. He watches them talk about politics. He watches them talk about war. But young Saladin is different from other boys. He does not like violence. He loves to read. He studies religion carefully. He learns about law, about poetry, and about the history of Islam. His teachers say he has a calm mind and a kind heart. This is unusual for a future warrior, is it not? Saladin also studies something very important, the Quran. He learns it deeply, and this knowledge stays with him his whole life. But life is not only about books. Saladin also learns how to ride a horse. He learns how to use a sword. He learns how soldiers fight in the desert heat. At this time, a great leader named Nur ad-Din rules much of Syria. Nur ad-Din is strong, fair, and deeply religious. He wants to unite the Muslim world against the Crusader armies. Saladin's family works closely with him. Young Saladin watches this great leader and learns from him. He asks himself a quiet question. Can one man really change the fate of an entire land? He does not know the answer yet, but little by little, step by step, Saladin is preparing for something much bigger than himself. Keep listening, my friends, because his real journey is about to start. When Saladin becomes a young man, something important happens. His uncle, a general named Shirkuh, takes him to Egypt. Shirkuh works for Nur ad-Din, and he leads armies into Egypt to fight for control of the land. Saladin goes with him, not as a leader, but as a helper. At first, Saladin does not want to go. He prefers his quiet life of books and study in Damascus. But this journey changes everything. In Egypt, Saladin sees real war for the first time. He sees difficult battles. He sees hard decisions. He learns how to lead soldiers, how to plan attacks, and how to stay calm under pressure. Slowly, the quiet boy becomes a strong and wise man. Then, something surprising happens. His uncle, Shirkuh, becomes Vizier of Egypt, the most powerful position after the ruler himself. But soon after, Shirkuh dies suddenly. Who will take his place? Many expect an older, more experienced general. But instead, the young Saladin is chosen. At just 32 years old, he becomes Vizier of Egypt. This is a huge discovery for everyone around him, including Saladin. The quiet boy who loved books now controls one of the richest lands in the Muslim world. People whisper questions in the streets of Cairo. Is he ready for such great power? Can this thoughtful young man really rule wisely? Saladin does not answer with words. He answers with action. And slowly, the whole region begins to watch this rising star with growing interest. Stay with us, my friends, because Saladin's greatest test is still ahead. As Vizier of Egypt, Saladin works hard. He improves the government. He treats people fairly. He builds schools and supports scholars. Slowly, the people of Egypt begin to love him. But Saladin remains loyal to Nur ad-Din, his old teacher and leader in Damascus. Then, in 1174, something changes everything. Nur ad-Din dies. His son, still a child, cannot rule alone. The Muslim lands feel weak and divided again. This is a dangerous moment. The Crusader kingdoms in the region are strong, and a divided Muslim world cannot fight them. Saladin faces a big decision. Does he stay quietly in Egypt? Or does he take action to unite the Muslim lands himself? He chooses action. Saladin moves his army toward Damascus. He does not come as an enemy, but as a protector of unity. Step by step, city by city, more rulers accept him as their leader. Some fight against him. Some join him willingly. It is not an easy path, and it takes many years of careful diplomacy and difficult battles. But slowly, Saladin brings Egypt and Syria together under one strong ruler for the first time in years. People begin calling him Sultan. This is a moment of huge change, not only for Saladin, but for the whole region. Now he commands a large, united army. Now he has real power to face the Crusader kingdoms directly. But a big question remains in everyone's mind. What will Saladin do with this incredible power? The next chapter of our journey will answer this question, my friends. Keep listening closely. Now, Saladin is Sultan of Egypt and Syria. This is a great achievement, but it is only the beginning of his true mission. Saladin has one clear goal in his heart. He wants to unite all Muslim lands and take back Jerusalem from the Crusaders. This holy city has been under Crusader control for almost 90 years. Saladin believes deeply that this must change. But he is also a patient man. He knows that fighting too early, without enough strength, is a mistake. So, for several years, Saladin works quietly and carefully. He builds a strong, well-trained army. He forms alliances with other Muslim rulers. He improves weapons and military strategy. He also builds schools and hospitals, because Saladin believes a strong nation needs wisdom, not only weapons. During this time, the Crusader kingdoms watch him nervously. They know Saladin is becoming powerful, but they still feel protected behind their strong castles and city walls. Some Crusader leaders want peace with Saladin. Others want war. One knight named Reynold of Chatillon becomes a serious problem. Reynold attacks trade caravans and breaks peace agreements again and again. Saladin tries to remain calm, but Reynold's actions cannot be ignored forever. Slowly, tension rises across the land like a storm building in the desert sky. Saladin prepares his soldiers. He prepares his heart. He knows a great battle is coming, a battle that will decide the future of the entire region. What will happen when these two powerful forces finally meet? Stay with us, my friends, because this is where history truly changes forever. In the summer of 1187, the moment finally arrives. Saladin gathers a huge army, one of the largest the region has ever seen. He moves toward the Crusader kingdom with clear purpose. The Crusader army, led by King Guy of Jerusalem, decides to march out and meet Saladin's forces near a place called the Horns of Hattin. This decision will change history forever. The land there is dry and rocky, with almost no water. Saladin understands this land very well. He blocks the wells and water sources. He waits patiently, like a hunter watching quietly in the desert heat. The Crusader soldiers, tired and extremely thirsty under the burning summer sun, become weak and desperate. On July 4th, 1187, the two armies finally clash in a fierce battle. Saladin's forces, strong, organized, and full of energy, surround the exhausted Crusader army completely. The battle is intense, but the outcome becomes clear rather quickly. The Crusader army suffers a massive, crushing defeat. King Guy himself is captured. Even more importantly, the Crusaders lose a sacred relic they deeply treasure, a piece of wood believed to be from the true cross. This is a devastating blow to their morale and their cause. News of this victory spreads like wildfire across the entire region. Saladin's name becomes known and feared everywhere, from busy desert markets to distant royal European courts. But Saladin does not want revenge or cruelty. He wants something far greater, something more meaningful. He wants Jerusalem. And now, after years of patient preparation, the holy city finally lies open and unprotected before him. What will Saladin do next, my friends? Listen closely, because the most important moment of his entire journey is about to happen. After the great victory at Hattin, Saladin moves his powerful army toward Jerusalem. The people inside the city are frightened. They remember history well. Almost 90 years earlier, when Crusaders first captured Jerusalem, they killed thousands of people inside the city walls. Muslims and Jews alike suffered terribly that day. Now, the people of Jerusalem expect the very same cruel fate. They believe Saladin will surely take revenge. But something remarkable and unexpected happens instead. Saladin offers the city a peaceful surrender. He promises safety for every single person inside, regardless of their religion. On October 2nd, 1187, Jerusalem finally surrenders to Saladin's forces. And what happens next truly surprises the entire world. There is no massacre. There is no burning of homes. Instead, Saladin allows Christian residents to leave peacefully with their families and belongings. Those who cannot afford to pay the required ransom are still allowed to leave freely, without harm. Saladin personally pays for many poor families himself, using his own royal treasury. He also protects local churches from destruction. This act of genuine mercy shocks people across Europe and the Muslim world alike. Even his enemies begin to respect him deeply. They start calling him a man of true honor, not merely a fierce conqueror. Saladin becomes famous not only for his tremendous strength in battle, but for his remarkable kindness in victory. This is one of history's most important lessons, my friends. Strength and gentleness truly can exist together in one person. But Saladin's incredible journey is still far from finished. Powerful news of Jerusalem's fall soon reaches the kings of Europe, and they will not simply stay quiet. Keep listening, because a new and powerful challenge is coming. The loss of Jerusalem shocks all of Europe. Kings decide to act quickly and decisively. 3 powerful European rulers gather massive armies together and begin what history now calls the Third Crusade. One of these kings is Richard, King of England. People know him well as Richard the Lionheart because of his tremendous courage and fierce fighting skill. Richard sails across the sea with a large, powerful army, determined to take Jerusalem back for good. Saladin now faces his greatest and most difficult challenge yet. Richard proves to be a brilliant military commander, brave, clever, and relentless. The two armies fight several difficult, exhausting battles across the region. Yet, despite fierce fighting, neither leader can achieve total victory over the other. Interestingly, respect slowly grows between these two remarkable enemies. When Richard becomes seriously ill during the long campaign, Saladin sends him fresh fruit and cool ice from the mountains as a gesture of goodwill. When Richard's horse is killed in battle, Saladin generously sends him 2 fine replacement horses. This is truly remarkable, is it not, my friends? 2 powerful enemy leaders showing genuine respect and honor for each other, even during brutal war. Eventually, after years of difficult, costly fighting, both leaders grow extremely tired of endless war and bloodshed. In 1192, they finally sign an important peace treaty. Jerusalem remains firmly under Muslim control, but Christian pilgrims are still allowed to visit the holy city freely and safely. Richard soon returns home to England. Saladin returns to Damascus, physically exhausted, but deeply proud of what he has achieved. He has successfully protected Jerusalem and preserved his people's hard-won unity. But Saladin's incredible personal journey is now nearing its very end. Stay with us, my friends, for the final, deeply moving chapter of his remarkable story. After the long, difficult war finally ends, Saladin returns home to Damascus. He is tired. Years of endless fighting, careful diplomacy, and heavy leadership have worn him down completely. But even now, he continues working hard for his people every single day. He prays regularly. He helps the poor generously. He listens patiently to his people's many problems. Then, in March 1193, Saladin becomes seriously ill. His health quickly grows worse and worse with each passing day. On March 4th, 1193, Saladin passes away quietly in Damascus. He is only 55 years old. When his royal treasurers open his personal treasury after his death, they discover something absolutely astonishing. The great Sultan, ruler of a vast empire stretching from Egypt to Syria, has almost no personal money left at all. Saladin has given nearly everything away generously to the poor throughout his life. There is not even quite enough money remaining to properly pay for his own funeral expenses. Think about this remarkable fact for a moment, my friends. A man who commanded powerful, victorious armies, a man who defeated great and famous kings in battle, dies with almost nothing of his own. But he leaves behind something far more valuable and lasting than any amount of gold or silver. He leaves behind a powerful legacy of honor, genuine mercy, and remarkable wisdom. Even his historic enemies deeply respect him. Books are written about him in many different languages. Even today, many centuries later, people still study his incredible life story and try to learn from his example. Saladin teaches us that true, lasting greatness is not measured by how much you take from others, but rather by how much you willingly give to others. This is the true, meaningful end of his extraordinary earthly journey. But his story and its lessons live on forever, my friends. Let's now discover together what we can truly learn from this remarkable life. So, my friends, our long journey with Saladin comes to its gentle end today. We traveled together from a small town called Tikrit to the ancient walls of Jerusalem. We watched a quiet boy who loved books slowly become one of history's greatest and wisest leaders. What can we truly learn from this remarkable story? Saladin teaches us that real strength is not about anger or cruelty. Real strength is about self-control, patience, and genuine kindness, even toward your enemies. He teaches us that true power means helping others, not simply defeating them. And he teaches us that we will all be remembered someday, not for the wealth we quietly collect, but for the kindness we generously share with others. Now, my dear English learners, I want to speak directly to you for a moment. Learning a new language is very much like Saladin's own long journey. It takes real patience. It takes daily practice. It takes real courage to keep trying, even when it feels difficult or slow. Just like Saladin, you do not need to be perfect today. You only need to keep moving forward, one small step at a time, one new word at a time. Every story you listen to, every new word you learn, makes you stronger, just like Saladin grew stronger with each passing year. If you enjoyed this deep journey into history today, please remember to come back to Storyline English very soon. Leave a comment below and tell me which part of Saladin's story you liked the most. Share this story with a friend who also loves history or is learning English just like you are today. Every single week, we travel together to a new place in history, discovering new stories and learning new words along the way. So take a slow, deep breath, my friend. Relax completely. And remember, your own personal journey of learning and discovery never truly ends. Thank you so much for listening today. I will see you very soon, right here, for our very next adventure together.